Oh, right.
Oh.
Here we go.
It's your turn.
Oh my gosh, it's my turn.
It's your turn to intro.
Okay.
Make it a good one. Make it a good one. Ma. Very topic.
We're teasing our guests. Hi, everyone. I am your effervescent host here today with my equally as effervescent, some may even say doubly effervescent,
As they should.
co-host,
Yeah.
Jacob Bellotti.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm so excited today.
I know. How are you
I'm
doing?
Buzzing with excitement.
Yeah.
We have our very first guest in the studio today.
This is big, episode 3, and we're coming at you with a heavy hitter guest, honey.
Hell yeah. So welcome to
Let's talk about that.
All systems are a go.
Talking database activated.
Begin in 3, 2, 1.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what? Let's talk about who? Let's talk about me. Let's talk about you. Let's talk about that.
Girl, I cannot believe we are talking about that.
Wait, what are we talking about?
Let's talk about that.
Well, before our guest gets here,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should talk about us.
Let's talk about us.
Let's talk about us, honey.
Well, we've been doing a lot in the last week. My God.
We've had a busy week.
Oh, my
yesterday
Lord.
and today were super busy.
Yeah.
And we have been going to a lot of live events, a lot of events in public.
Yeah, we sure have.
We just went to a screening the other day
Yes.
for our favorite film.
Yes. One we've discussed heavily within the first 2 episodes of this podcast already.
Yeah.
Red, White, and Royal Blue. Which actually turned out to be the sequel announcement.
Girl, we were at a sequel announcement.
I
for
couldn't
Red,
believe
White,
it.
and Royal Blue. It was so silly.
Yeah.
And it was fun. I mean, for a movie that I feel like I was maybe a bit so-so on.
That is so generous
I
of you.
cannot believe how many times I've seen this film.
That is a very generous description. So on, because I fucking hated that movie.
Well, I think you hated it more than me. I think I was a little bit more so-so.
Because I
Maybe you
love
hated
the
it.
book. I love the book. The reason we went to this screening was because the author was there, Casey McQuiston, and I wanted to hear them defend the atrocity that had occurred on the screen and what the fuck happened between that and the book.
Well, they didn't really do that.
No, they didn't. But they did do a lot to separate the movie from the book. I will say that.
Yes.
They called it a tribute to the book.
Well, especially the director.
Yeah.
I don't remember his name.
It was Matthew something.
Yeah, he was like, it's more of a tribute to the book.
To the
which
book,
I find hilarious.
Completely different, basically, is what they meant. But and Uma Thurman was there, looking gorgeous, being an icon, being the moment.
Which, by the way, wearing jeans.
Yes, perfectly tailored
Yes,
jeans.
perfectly tailored, and a beautiful tan blazer.
Yes, it was so rich chic. Yes.
And she said her iconic line from the movie. She's like, I think we need a pizza.
I think we need a pizza.
We're gonna, no, I think it's
we're gonna need a pizza. Yes, which was so funny after watching 2 hours of her struggling through that Texas accent, having her do it live and in person. It really was so magical.
See, it's so funny because the accent work is not super amazing, but I'm still so invested in her performance.
Because it's Uma Thurman, honey.
Yes.
She knows how to take up a screen.
As the president of the United States.
I would love if she was the president of the United States.
President.
But also at that event was Nicholas Galitzine, who we also randomly met last week at another
We went to 2
event.
Nicholas Galitzine events in
Yes.
the span of a week.
Yes, we went to this screening from Amazon. By the way, Amazon, we love you. And they were doing a preview screening of The Idea of You.
Yeah.
And they had the cast panel, Q&A afterwards, which was moderated, by the way,
by Zach Sang.
by a friend of the pod, Zach Sang.
Every time he sees me, he goes, Larry Saperstein, what the fuck is up?
It's a pretty good Zach Sang impression.
Yeah. I hope we can get his blessing.
Yeah.
From our podcast.
Yeah. Well, we should have him on at some point.
I would love that.
Yeah.
We've been doing so much podcast work.
I know.
These last couple of weeks, we filmed our promo stuff. We did our promo photo shoot for the cover art. So the cover art that you're looking at right now, if you're listening on a podcasting site,
yes,
we just shot all of that. Shout out to
Sean LeBlanc. Sean LeBlanc at Valentino Costume Designs.
Valentino's Costume Group. Yes.
Yeah.
They gave us like those amazing robes.
So chic.
Yes. It was so cute. The concept was kind of like, we were talking about like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, how they kind of just pick a random reference, probably not very random, but they pick a reference that they like and they just kind of go in on it because the show's not really about all that much.
Right. And like, obviously this isn't like a royal show. We just thought like, we're royalty.
We're kings.
Yeah, we're kings.
We're the kings.
We're both queens.
We're your talking kings.
Yes. So, but shout out to Sean LeBlanc because that was so amazing.
So much fun.
Those costumes were awesome. And we shot, if you're watching on YouTube, our title sequence video there in the warehouse as well.
It was so fun.
It was.
And I think it all came out super good. And I just love our little cover photo.
Yeah. We did an amazing job with it.
Yeah. But back to the idea of you.
Yeah.
I really did like that movie. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for me. Like, I wouldn't say it was great. It was better than I was expecting it to be, just because, I never usually get invested in a straight narrative. But, like, that's what it was.
But it was like a good story, I thought,
Yeah. If you imagine Anne Hathaway as like,
she's an art dealer in Los Feliz. Oh my God. I saw today or yesterday that the movie is like the most streamed movie like of the week or whatever, like
what?
Of all movies on the internet.
That movie, The Idea of You?
Yes.
Really?
Everyone is watching it, apparently.
Shows you what's coming out these days.
No, but I actually think it was a good like return to like normalcy a bit. Like it was a really just solid rom-com.
Yeah. No, it was, and I get how a straight audience could appreciate it. But I just wasn't there for it necessarily.
All right.
But we also saw live theater.
Yes, we went to see Funny Girl
at
the Amundsen.
The Amundsen in downtown Los Angeles,
yes,
honey.
the national tour.
Yes.
Which at first I must admit I was a little cold to the idea of going because I was of the camp where I don't know, I guess I was just feeling some type of way about having a non-Jewish actress play the role of Fanny Bryce as many people were, and I didn't know how to feel, but I do think she did a good job. She has a beautiful voice, and I don't want to blame her for that because it's not her fault.
Yeah, well, first of all, she was a fantastic vocalist. I mean, she did not miss a note.
Voice. Her name is Katarina McKinnon.
Yeah, she did not miss a single note.
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Ornstein, on the other hand, he missed quite a few notes and brought nothing.
He didn't miss any notes. He just didn't have like the most energy.
Yeah, he brought nothing. Watch, he's going to be like our next guest.
Yeah, he's like our first fan.
Yeah.
But, also, I don't even know if I can blame him that much. It's like not my favorite role.
No, it's also not a great musical in general.
It's not my favorite show. Like, I hate to say that, but it's just like...
I forget that the only reason that I loved it was because it was Barbra Streisand in the movie. And like, I had never seen it on stage. I had just seen the movie.
Right. It was the first time I'd ever seen a stage production of that show. I mean, so many people haven't ever seen a stage production of that show because there hadn't been one in so long.
Yeah, I'm a movie purist.
Yeah.
How about that?
and you have every right to be.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't love that it centers like so much on the romance. I wish that it was more like about her,
Yeah, but
coming
that was
into
the time.
I know.
That was the
like,
time period.
It's just what people wanted to see, I guess. People wanted to see like romance.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe now they could do maybe it would be cool to rewrite it or like not make a new musical.
Oh my God, we should do that. That should be our next project. We should like rewrite it from like the female. Oh, we can't do that, can we?
I guess we can't really write a feminist musical.
But I know exactly who would be perfect to star in the leading role as Fanny Bryce. Honey.
Oh, maybe it would be our guest for the day.
That's exactly who I was thinking about there, Larry. Our guest today is Tony nominated for her role in Into the Woods.
She is a decorated film and television actress, star of Prom Dates on Hulu.
Yes.
And she also happens to be a co-star of mine.
Yes.
From a little-known show, High School Musical, the series.
I've never heard of it.
Well, hear of it, babe. Hear of it.
All right.
We made waves.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We made change.
Hey, you launched Disney Plus.
We launched Disney Plus.
And Disney
bitch.
Plus, we love you. All right. Well, please welcome Julia Lester right after this.
Oh my God. She's here, everyone.
Oh my God, I'm here.
Julia
Lester
is in the studio.
Hello.
She's in the building. Hello. Do you watch Housewives?
No.
Okay, so we watched The Real Housewives of Potomac.
We love Potomac.
And
Was I talking to you about that? Who's watching that right now? Somebody
I think
else.
you were
is
talking
watching.
to us.
We were
We
talking
think
about it
it's
the
you
other
guys.
night.
We were talking about it at your
Great.
place.
Talked to so many people about Housewives, apparently.
There's one character, one housewife,
Yes.
Candace, who whenever she like enters the room, she's like a sort of a singer. She like wants to be a singer. That's like her whole thing.
She goes, hello.
I love
Like,
that. Is that a sound on
hello.
TikTok?
I don't know.
It
but
might
that would
be.
be so fierce if it was.
Maybe that's what I was subconsciously quoting, because all I do now is subconsciously quote TikToks because my brain is rotting.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I hope this isn't controversial. I'm honestly hoping for this TikTok ban because it's the only thing that's going to get me to delete the app.
Oh my God. Well, you know what's gonna happen if they ban TikTok, we're just gonna all go to like Instagram Reels, or they're just gonna create a new thing, and
You're
it's
so
just gonna
right.
be all the same content.
You're so right.
Because all the social media companies have started copying each other.
It's the life cycle. They had the Vine, then they had the Snapchats where everyone was doing the stories like TikToks.
That's true. I feel like there was, maybe this was just me, but I feel like there was like a healthy break in between the Vine and the TikTok era. I was
Yes.
never on Musical.ly. I lived for Vine. That was like my whole high school experience. And then it wasn't banned, but it was taken down or was deleted. Whatever the fuck. I mean, excuse
Vine,
me.
I
Do
think
you
it's
guys
just
cuss
like-
on here?
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
yeah.
Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Sorry.
Say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay, great.
Bitch.
I will. Damn.
I mean, gosh.
Yeah, sorry.
darn.
Gosh darn it.
Gosh darn it. What were we talking about before we started
Social
conversing?
media.
Oh yeah, I feel like there was like a healthy-ish break in between the Vine era and the TikTok era, and I want that back.
Yeah.
And that was
I'm
only
with you.
because
I've never used TikTok. I've never been a TikToker.
You pretty much got it like
That's so
just for
admirable.
us.
I literally got it for
us to start using it.
him to start sending me
Wow.
videos.
That's true.
I respect that so much.
Yeah, I
Maybe I
knew.
just need professional help, but it's
Yeah,
sorry.
well, I mean that too.
Yeah.
But don't we
know.
all? We're
Yeah.
all addicted to the social medias.
It's true. The first thing I do is open up the Instas
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You know who initially got us all on TikTok?
Sophia Wiley.
Sophia freaking Wiley.
Yeah. So I guess I have her to blame.
Sophia Wiley was using Musical.ly.
Yeah, but she's also been just like so ahead of the
Yeah, she's
Of the
ahead of the
social
social
media
media
curve. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. In like the best way possible.
Yeah.
Like she was like running her own business when she was like 12 pretty much. So I love her.
Remember when she like bought the rights to a movie and we were all like, you bought the rights? Or she bought the rights to like a...
Yeah, are we allowed to talk about that?
Well, it was public. It was
Oh, okay, yeah,
It was like
yeah.
an article.
Yeah, I was like,
we
you're
found
12,
out.
what
We
the
found
hell?
out from an article.
Yeah,
remember?
that's true, yeah.
And then we were all like, Yeah, she was like 14.
Yeah, she was like, I don't know.
Oh my God.
She started a production company when she was like
She's
fresh
the
out of
best.
middle school.
Oof.
She's the best.
They start them
I-
earlier and earlier these days.
I know. I love her so much.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Well, Julia,
She's kind of our
we
neighbor right
love
now.
you so much.
Oh.
It's true.
And we're so happy that you're here. And you like inspire us. You inspire me every single day. You are
nice.
like my first TV girlfriend, and you will be for the rest of forever. We have that memory, that
Yeah.
bond.
Check yourself, bitch.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry. There's been like weird tension ever since I got here, Jacob.
A Tony nominee. We have a Tony
A
nominee.
TONY nominee is in the building. This is unbelievable.
Aw.
I mean, we're like a bit removed from like High School Musical now. It's been like a year and a half since we were done
Yeah.
filming.
Removed from like physically filming, but it is
Right.
so, I feel like it's so will always be such a huge part of our lives, and I feel like it still is a huge part of our lives, and we do a really nice job of like keeping it
Of
alive
keeping
for ourselves
together.
because it's it's very special.
Yeah, I mean, and Tim is really good about like
He's the best.
we have like a group chat
Yeah.
that we keep going, and Tim is like really good about keeping Tim Federley, our showrunner, for those
Yeah.
of you who might not know. So good about like making us keep in touch. He texts like, it's so and so's birthday,
Yeah.
and like we always are kind of responding.
Yeah.
We hang
It's
out a
really
lot.
Special.
I mean, we already talked about this on the podcast, but like we all just went to Olivia's concert a couple weeks ago in New York. That was super fun.
I feel like we really make a point to like follow each other to wherever
yeah
we're, if somebody has a show or if somebody has a thing or we like to follow each other around and support each other and stay like as a unit because I think we love to be like in a group.
No, it's
with each
clear.
other.
Like even at like any event, it's like you guys always gravitate towards each other, which is so
Yeah.
funny. Like we were just at Jason Earl's birthday party thing, and it was the table with Dara and Matt and us.
I want to clarify.
you know.
I was sick with the flu.
Oh, you were like
I was like
deathly ill.
Yes.
literally a Victorian child in my bedroom. Rotting. I was so ill. Otherwise, I also would have been there. But yeah, and also have you seen, again, talking about TikTok because my brain is, oh my god. There's like a trend where people are like, if you walked into a room of every single person that you've ever met, who would you look for first? And
No, I haven't seen that, but that's so sweet.
it's very sweet. And obviously besides like my sisters maybe and maybe like my parents, I feel like if I walked into a room I would like find you guys. I feel like that happens though, like when we find each other at events, if we don't know that other people are going to be there,
Yeah.
we all just like we have a safe place with each other.
That's very true.
Yeah. I feel like
very
the
sweet.
two of us too
For sure.
like always find each other.
Yeah, well, because you're my soulmate.
Duh.
Sorry.
No, keep going, please.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind sharing, Jacob, if you don't mind.
Fight over me.
Yeah.
Please fight over
So
me.
now I have some very pointed questions about how Larry was on set
Oh.
on High School Musical.
Oh my
Go off,
God.
Jacob.
So how much did he fart?
God, not as much as some other people.
Yeah. let's
There
say-
was farting on set,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
which listen, like I think it's amazing when we can all feel so comfortable in front of each other. You don't want to hold that in. That's
Yeah.
painful.
Yeah.
So people felt comfortable to let it rip, which I appreciate.
I'll just
so.
say someone had the nickname Stinky Boy, and it was
wasn't
not me.
Well, for the record, he is very stinky. So
Is he?
yeah, he is. He farts constantly.
Oh
Yeah.
my
it's
God.
pretty unbelievable.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gotten worse in recent years.
I just maybe you're just like uber comfortable in front of each other, which is important in a relationship.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good that I fart in
Yeah.
front of you.
Okay, well there you go. Okay, next question.
Oh my God.
So, what was your first impression of Larry? Like when did the first cast like all came together? Like for that first season, the first day, was everyone there?
Yes, everybody was there. And I have a very painful memory of being really late to the first day because
I remember this.
Just want to set the record straight. I
Yeah.
was so on time. Okay. I'll set the scene. We were
Sure.
like meeting at what was it, a sound studio?
Yeah, it was at
the hell am I saying?
Sunset Las Palmas studio in Hollywood.
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
A lot.
A lot, yes.
Yes.
A studio lot in Los Angeles. And I showed up on time. I'm very good about that. Excuse me. And the guard at the gate, I think, was confused about like what part of the production I was a part of. And so he sent me to the writer's room where nobody was because it was like 7 p.m. So he sent me to the writer's room, which was like across the lot. And then I had to like find my way back to the room where we were actually supposed to be, and by that point like they had already started and everybody had already introduced themselves, and I walked in like the late person, and it actually like my heart dropped into my butthole. It was horrible. It was the very first day. I didn't know any of these people except for like whoever I had read with in my chemistry reads, and I knew Josh, and I obviously knew Tim and a couple other, but like,
and you're like, you're not a diva at all. So
no,
like,
but it looked like that,
right.
and I like walked in, and I was like, I'm so sorry, like I was like panicked.
Right.
From my perspective, it did not look like that, because I also will say Tim did say like Julia's gonna be here in a few minutes. Like you might have like texted or something.
Probably.
Like he knew
frantically.
that he knew what was going on.
Okay.
So he was very like, Julia will be here in a second.
Yeah. Also, why would anybody like remember that? Because everybody was going through their own like.
I got
shit
the
of
impression
being
that you were
nervous.
like the child actress that had been around the Disney block,
You've
and
told me
everyone
that
knew
before.
you.
That makes me chuckle because I was probably fresh off of like working my like babysitting job in Woodland Hills. So that's a very nice view that you had of me.
And we didn't know that our characters were gonna we didn't know that our characters were gonna have like any kind of romance until,
or even any connection, period.
Yeah, until like a couple days later.
That was what I was gonna get into, was my like first impression of you was much different than when we actually first had a full conversation, which was at that mixer. Disney, what was it, like production?
They
Disney
like
whatever.
Yeah, they hosted like a little thing for us that was with like, I don't know, all the people that had worked on the pre-production of the show. Like there were like Disney legal people there and like producers and the casting director Julie Ashton and then like all of us, and it was kind of like welcoming us into this thing that had already been kind of going on for a few months.
Yeah,
you know,
it was so special. It was very fun.
it was cool. They gave us like Disney name tags, like those like ones if you go to like Disney World and you see like a cast member that having the name tags. We got like our own, and I still have it. It's on the fridge.
Oh, of course. Yeah. It's on the fridge.
Well, because it's like a magnet.
There are a lot of things on the fridge.
That's so
After this, we
smart.
should
Yeah.
go look at the fridge.
Let's
There's
do a
lot
fridge
of things.
tour. Wait, that's so smart.
Yeah.
Mine's just like on a shelf, but I love that. That's on the fridge.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's cute.
Does yours say New York, New York, or Long Island,
It
New
says
York?
Islip, New York.
Aw.
Yeah, like my hometown.
Wow, so specific.
We'll bleep that out. No, we won't.
He's so ashamed.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, my first impression of you was kind of what your character was. Who your character was like in the original script, like before you became Big Red, where like just Big Red before it became like Larry's Big Red.
I'm like, are we allowed to say this? Like, the initial script of High School Musical was a bit more like edgy.
Yeah.
There were some like edgier jokes that I think
Yeah, because
got-
also at the time Disney Plus wasn't even a thing yet.
Right, and they didn't quite know like what it was gonna be, so they
Yeah.
had written like more of like the Hulu version of the show,
Yeah.
almost, you could say.
Yeah.
And you know, there were some like, I think like someone said like smart ass or whatever, like in the
I mean, you were described as like a stoner.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Big Red was initially kind of more of a
I think I'm allowed to say that.
yeah, I mean, I hope it's not I hope it's not like crazy tea, but
I
like
don't think so.
like Big Red was, I mean, without like actual weed like in evidence,
Right.
He was like more of a stoner,
It was like a description.
I
It
mean,
wasn't
you
like
do
you were
come in on a
actually-
skateboard.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
duh.
yeah, I'm like
Hello,
all
you know.
stoners.
Yeah, you
like,
live
have
in your parents'
skateboards.
basement.
Every
like,
stoner has a skateboard and lives in their parents' basement.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, wait, but I also want to say, because I said that my first impression of you was like the Big Red before you became Big Red. My first impression of you was not a stoner. I want to make that clear.
Okay.
My first impression of you was like the after pilot version of Big Red. That wasn't the like original before we all auditioned.
Got
So I
you.
just thought you were like not a theater kid.
Super
is pretty
straight.
much it. Yeah.
Super straight.
No, yeah, Larry. I'm serious. No, yeah.
As we sit here, like,
I know, with your
hands on the-
glasses and
Yeah.
your rhinestone glasses.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot straight.
Yeah, no, but really, I thought you were like, I mean, we were all kind of quiet. It was hard, we were, feeling each other out, but I thought you were like a little quiet and like not like a performer theater kid. I thought you were like the character of Big Red, who was originally just supposed to be like Ricky's best friend, who wasn't a theater kid at all. And then we had that conversation with Julie Ashton at the mixer where she was like, secretly, you guys are like gonna become boyfriend and girlfriend in the show. And I think we like looked.
No, I wasn't. It was just you and her, and then you came over to me.
I told you.
and it was like just. It was
I
like,
wasn't supposed to do that.
It was like as you were leaving. It was like as you were, because we had joked. We were like, maybe we'll have like a thing, because it kind of
Totally.
felt like, in the pilot you sort of see what the couples are going to be. Like it was very clear, obviously, Nene and Ricky, Gina and EJ. Seb wasn't really in the pilot except for like a couple of things, but we sort of knew like obviously Carlos was maybe gonna have like some kind of thing, and then it felt like we were the ones like left.
Yeah.
But also the weird thing, and maybe I'm going to get some hate for saying this, is that you guys look like you could be siblings.
Oh, we get mistaken for siblings in public all the time.
You know who thought that we were siblings?
Who?
Bob the drag queen
Oh, duh, I was there.
asked us if we were siblings.
Yeah.
At the GLAAD Awards,
Which was not the first time. So
Yeah.
we have our... Oh, and we got asked in an interview, too, about what our relationship was in High School Musical.
Did we?
And she was like, are you guys...
At the GLAAD Awards?
Yeah.
Or-
She was like,
Oh.
are you guys siblings? And we were like, no, we're lovers.
Maybe we just were really dressed like siblings that day.
Maybe
Well,
Disney was really trying to do something, though.
Maybe just because... No, I don't think we have to dress to look the same, Larry. I think we just exist and we look like siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I first met you, I thought we were going to be wonderful friends, and here we are.
I love you.
Yeah. So
love you
when did
too.
you realize that Larry was a huge bitch?
Oh my God. Day 2. Jacob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was right after that first
Yeah.
impression you got.
Yeah. No, but I think actually though, when I turned to you and I was like, I don't even remember what I said to you, but I was like, we have a romance storyline or something. I think you were like, oh my God. And then I was like, okay. Like,
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
He was like,
my
oh my God, tea.
Yeah, no, it
tea
literally,
mama.
exactly. No, it was exactly that.
That is a maximum slayage.
Yeah. And from that point on, I was like, okay, I know who you are. And we were attached at the hip.
So speaking of your storied career on both television and film, you just had a new movie come out, Prom Dates on Hulu, which you were the star of. And let me tell you something. When I go in for like, a teen-focused high school movie, I am usually expecting the absolute worst, okay? That is like, so I'm just letting you know, I went
Sure.
into watching this movie with like, I am going to hate this.
Work.
And then I lived for this movie. Let me
We lived.
both lived.
We honestly lived.
We were laughing like the whole time.
Oh my God, thanks.
That cough into a fart joke
That was the biggest laugh.
work.
The cough into a fart.
I died.
Oh my God, Jacob.
No, I really did.
Thank you.
Clearly, we love farts in this house.
Yeah, work.
Our
No, as you
I mean,
should.
our pilot, the very first 5 minutes, he plays a fart noise
Yeah.
sound effect. So, no,
Wait,
really.
thank you.
No,
That's so nice.
You were incredible.
Thank you.
Okay, your co-star was incredible.
Yeah, she's amazing.
I thought everyone in the movie, Terry was incredible. We love
Yeah.
Terry.
Love Terry.
Yeah, we had
Terry
a
should-
blast
Should
watching it.
be in this chair.
Oh yeah, we're gonna ask them. For
Okay, good.
Sure,
We'll definitely.
Yeah.
for sure.
Okay, good.
But you were so good.
Thank you.
What was it like filming that movie in a place I know very well,
Yeah.
Syracuse, New York?
Yeah. Thank you. That was so nice. What a like.
We're nice on the pod.
What a
Who
huge
knew?
wave
on the
of
pod.
compliments.
No,
My
it's
goodness.
trust me. When we get later on, we'll get real bitchy.
Thank you. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, as long as we save room for that too.
And here,
then
I'll
it's
be like,
fine.
but here's my critique.
Yeah. Which also, you're welcome to share. I first want to say, like, I respect you, like, going into it wanting to, or not wanting, but to, whoa. I'm glitching. I'm having a problem.
Oh God, her TikTok brain is
Oh my
kicking
God.
in. Oh no, it's the TikTok brain.
I'm embarrassed with how much I admitted that my brain is rotting.
Yeah.
Because now I'm showing evidence. No, I think we should, if you want to be a hater, be a hater. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with being a hater, of like going into something and being like, this is going to be bad. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But that's the thing. I was like fully coming into like knowing that you were coming on and doing all of this. I was so ready to tear this movie up.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm gay. That's what I do. And I have to say, I was so proven wrong. I really enjoyed the movie, genuinely.
Great. Maybe I am only a fan of people being haters when then they're proven wrong. So I kind of love that.
There you go.
But if you had been a genuine hater, I really wish I would have come on here and you would have just given me all the critiques. Like, your acting, your clothes, you shouldn't have done that.
Well, I knew you were a fantastic actor already and all of that.
No, I'm just joking. I so appreciate that, and I love the movie. I think it's so funny and charming and wonderful. And I like when I read the script, even before I got to audition and be in it, I was like the same feeling that I had when I read the High School Musical pilot.
Yeah,
it's like one of those scripts that like miraculously lands into your lap, and you're like, oh my God, please, I hope I don't ever let this go. Like it was really such a good read, written by DJ Mausner, who's just absolutely incredible and so funny and so genius. So
I remember we talked about with High School Musical, like when both of us had this experience, when we got like the pilot, we're like, oh, this is me.
Yes. Yeah.
It's 100% going to be me.
Yeah. And you read the character description and you're like, how could I not be this? I mean, there's so many factors of how you could not be, because like auditioning is like the craziest thing ever. You could not get a part for the like reasons that you have no control over,
of course,
because you wear those blue glasses.
No, of course, yeah. And they were like, that's not it. But I read the character description and I was like, how could, like, who else? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But Julia Lester.
No, but you feel that. You feel that, and you're like, there's so many factors that could play into it, but like, at least I can go into these auditions knowing that like I'm doing my absolute best, because I'm just pretty much playing an extension of me. So that was.
Did you have like a favorite moment? Did you have a favorite thing to film?
Ooh, so many things. I feel like I've used this term a lot, but I feel like I checked off a lot of like actor bucket list moments in this movie. Like there was so much physical comedy and like we jumped into a pool and
how did you guys do that? How did they film that?
So we filmed so we're like on a trampoline first, and then we end in a pool. So of course those were filmed on 2 separate days.
Of course.
As they always are.
Yeah.
And then for like the actual one, like, oh, and also wait, this is like tying also High School Musical into this. When we got to like the trampoline day of like filming on the trampoline, they always have like safety measures in place, and like we feel super comfortable on set. Like American High is really like an amazing company, and they do such a great job of taking care of us. But it was so funny the day of the trampoline shoot, because they were like, okay, yeah, you're just gonna get on the trampoline and jump while saying these lines. And I was just thinking about how like if we were jumping on a trampoline in High School Musical, they would have had like 4 weeks of rehearsal leading up to that.
Sometimes we would have rehearsal for things and we were like, why are we having a rehearsal for, like, all we have to do is stand here?
Yeah, I know, because like they really care, and like obviously we're a huge liability, obviously.
Yeah, I think also sometimes they would want to see things.
Yeah, and you have to, of course, there were a lot of things that went into it, but it just made me laugh so hard because we were doing like stunts. Oh, Jesus. We were doing like stunts, quote unquote, but like there was no prep leading up to it. They were just like, yeah, you're gonna do it. And like I like broke a fake glass over somebody's head, and they were like, yeah, we're gonna roll on this one. And I was like, wait, I feel like I would have had like 12 like different practices of like breaking a glass.
That was a hilarious moment in that movie.
That was a good moment.
Emery Kelly.
Emery, that's right.
Wait, do you know each other?
Yeah, well, Emery was in that movie that I did with
yeah, you told me.
And we ran into him in something we talked about in the intro. We went to a screening of The Idea of You from Amazon like last week, and he was like randomly there.
And he's from Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I've known him since I was maybe in like middle school. We did a production of 13 the Musical together.
Oh, word.
At a community theater.
Well, I got to break a glass.
Wow, Islip Community Theater. That's really
Well, Long Island.
Prom Dates on Hulu, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh my
just
God.
comparing the two, you know.
Oh my God. Wait.
dragon.
Yeah.
My God.
That's what we do
Community
here.
theater. Speaking of community theater.
I am a community theater girl through and through.
Oh, we know.
Those are my yeah, because I'm making a point to
Gingy.
talk
She was
about it.
Gingy.
Okay, that was
In
not
Shrek.
community theater.
Okay,
that was
yeah.
regional.
I'm sorry.
Come on.
I'm sorry that I ever came for your gig. No, wait, I want to know though, for real, because I don't think we've really ever talked about this. What was like the Tony Awards like?
Oh my God.
Like, what was it like going to that?
It was amazing. It was crazy.
You looked beautiful.
Thank
This is like a year
you.
ago at this point, but
Thank
like
you.
looked so beautiful in that
Yeah.
dress.
Thank
And those
you so
photos on the rooftop. Ah,
Thank you. That was so nice. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a really like I was filming Prom Dates at the exact same time.
Wow.
right.
So that weekend was like no sleep. What is happening in my life right now? It was crazy. Prom Dates was mostly night shoots because the movie takes place
It's a night.
mostly all
night.
night.
Wow, I
At
didn't think about that.
night.
It's all one night, which means that you were filming like
All at
5
night.
p.m. to 3 a.m. every single day for
That's right.
a month and a half.
Wait,
That's
what
right.
month were you shooting it? Like when was it in the year?
Like May to early June.
okay, May to June.
Yeah, which was so it was like
That's a
nice
good time to be in
weather.
Syracuse.
Because you were filming it when
Yeah.
we had the GLAAD Awards too. You like
Yes.
flew down, went back
Oh
up.
right.
Yeah. But that was okay because that was like we had just rehearsed that week, so then I was like on a normal sleep
Oh,
schedule.
so that was before you started filming.
That was before we started filming.
Copy.
And then so Tony's weekend was like the very last weekend that we were filming the movie.
Copy.
And we had been filming like I think our schedules were like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 5 p.m. to 6 a.m., something like that, which is kind of fun. It like added, sorry, I felt like I had a burp. It added like an element of like, like sleepover type fun because we're all like
Yeah.
delusional and it's like dark outside and we're like being
Yeah.
served dinner at like 1 a.m. Like it's fun. Like
yeah.
you
That
have
was like season 3 vibes.
Yeah. You have like it you know adds a layer of like everybody's like whatever. It adds just like a fun energy to like whatever you're filming. So that weekend we had been going from like 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and I had to finish filming throughout the whole night, get on a plane, fly to the city in the morning. So
God.
and also that was the last weekend that we were going to be there, so I had to pack all of my stuff up before Tony's weekend.
Oh
So I
my God.
I came home from filming, packed up my whole like the hotel that I was staying in for the movie. I had been there for 6 weeks. I packed up 6 weeks worth of my life that I had spread out in this place, and then flew to the city, went straight to a fitting because I had never tried on my dress before.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're giving me anxiety just sitting here listening about this.
Yeah, I mean, also running on 0 hours of sleep, so I'm like this.
And how was that like a custom dress? Like,
yeah, I worked with Batsheva, who is like this incredible designer. She has a brand of the same name. She's Jewish. She is eclectic and has like such a unique, specific sense of style that I've always admired. And we started working together during Into the Woods. She did my opening night outfit.
Oh wow.
And since then, she's just been like an insanely like committed, wonderful supporter of mine who like at the drop of a hat will be like, yes, I'm here for you, whatever you need.
Fierce.
Her clothing is super size inclusive, so I've always felt like if ever I need something, like her stuff will always fit me. It will always look good. Anyway, I'll gush about her like forever, but she's amazing. So when it was time for like a Tony's dress, I was like, I think the only person who can carry out this vision that I have is Batsheva. Like she's the
Yeah.
only person who's gonna like be able to craft something that's like exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
And so I made like a Pinterest board of like vibes that I wanted for my dress. I had this very specific image of like a very classic look of like a ball gown and gloves and like curled
Yes.
hair and this sort of like ethereal woodsy vibe, obviously.
Yes, of course.
And I made a Pinterest board and we had meetings also with my stylist, Jake Sokoloff. I obviously wasn't in the city, so none of this was in person. She was like building, what's the word? Like silhouette dresses for me and
Oh,
sending
yeah.
it to Syracuse for me to like try on and give notes back. Like she was so accommodating to me, like not even being able to fly in once for a fitting.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, she like sent me fabric swatches. Like we talked on the phone all the time. Like it was
gosh.
like incredible. And I was like, I'm so privileged to be able to like have this person
Yeah.
taking such good care of me and making sure that like my dream dress in my head is going to
Yeah.
come to life. Like that is crazy.
To have like a piece of clothing like made for you from scratch.
Yeah.
Like that has to be such a special experience because it just, I don't know, you probably just felt so much pride over what you were wearing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was like crafted to my exact measurements and like done with such care and love and dedication. And it was like perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You took your dad,
I took my dad, which
Lauren
was-
Lester,
Yeah. He's the best.
which I just thought was so sweet.
that I took him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to maybe take Alana,
Aw.
but then when I saw that you
Yeah.
took your dad, I was like, oh, that is so precious.
And he's currently on Broadway, right? In Cabaret.
Yeah, he is in his Broadway debut.
oh my God.
It's just so wonderful.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that we see it when we can.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, it's amazing.
for sure.
It's such a spectacle. Yeah, it was kind of always a no-brainer to take my dad. Even my mom was like, "You're taking your dad, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, he's the reason that I, am an actor. Like he spent hours driving me to auditions, sitting on set with me. I mean, my mom also like shared some of the responsibility when he was like working, but
Yeah.
for the most part, he was like, he took such good care of me. And yeah, and when I started like really pursuing it, we had been around the same age when he started as well, and so he understood like how much I wanted it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he really like put his all into helping me get there.
Wait, so he started acting like the same age that you were when you started acting?
Around the same age. I think I started a little bit before him. Maybe like a couple years before he started, but he was
Yeah.
around like 15 or 16 when he started auditioning.
Aw.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
I love your dad.
Yeah.
This is the energy we need on this podcast, Larry. I don't know, like
What?
we have been vicious towards
Stable.
each other.
I
We
know.
have
Wait,
been-
Stable family
I've been like
energy?
so tender.
yeah.
The last, like, how about should we talk about something else?
Okay, well,
I love.
Well, Julia, I think, she's got her lip gloss.
Sorry.
Miss Lip Gloss.
Yeah.
I think that people want to hear some more like fun stories that we have from set.
Well, we have so many. Endless.
And you asked me to wear something. You asked me to wear something from the show, and then we were going to try to like guess what each other had. So I have what I was wearing like hidden from you.
Uh-huh.
But then you said you forgot your thing.
So
Or you
my
couldn't find it.
my own idea, I couldn't
Right.
carry out.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. But I still want to guess what you have on.
Okay. Guess what I have on.
You have it on right now?
Yeah, I have it on right
I
now.
can't really see all of you. Is it on your hands?
It's under my shirt. It's hidden right now, but I'll pull it out when guess.
I just have to guess like generally.
Yeah.
Is it like one of the dog tags?
That's right.
Yay!
It is. It's one of the dog tags.
He's unbuttoning.
Yeah.
He's unbuttoning on the
Ooh,
pod.
I'm unbuttoning.
Wow.
It is. It's it's the season 1
Aw.
dog tag.
That's so special.
And well, so the story behind this is obviously it's in the show that they have the dog tag
duh. Yeah.
necklace in the first season.
Yes. For a second
know.
I was like, oh, that's what started the idea. Duh.
Okay, can I say this?
Yeah.
I have always heard people talking about like the shows that they're on and they forget things from the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been like, how could they forget? Like they worked on that.
Yeah.
That was their life.
Oh, yeah.
And now we're like a year and a half out and I'm like, wait, what
No, I
happened
know.
on this show?
No, I know. When
Like-
you start with season 1 and you're like, I can name every single episode and what happened in every episode and every sequence of events that happened
Yeah.
at blah, 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 blah. Once you get to season whatever, I'm like, wait, what was season 1 episode? Like,
Yeah, it was 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, and then you think about like,
yeah.
we're mad at Jennifer Aniston that she can't remember something that happened in season 2 of Friends that was
True.
25 years ago.
True.
No, it's I
yeah.
have that experience because I worked on Drag Race for 3 years,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and it was like
That's a lot of
you're there
content.
and it's like you're filming it a year in advance,
Mm-hmm.
and so like you know exactly what happens, and then by the time it comes out, you're already doing the next one,
Yeah,
and it's like,
exactly.
oh wait, It's
No,
like, I don't remember that
but
at
I
all.
feel the same way when people would be like, "Oh, I don't remember." Like, I'd always be like, "How?" Because when you're on set, you really are like. I mean, I know we are like really soaking up every moment.
I mean,
and trying
you
to
and
remember.
me, you and me specifically, we were like the like good children. Like we were like,
You were the good child.
yes, Jacob.
You.
Julie and I were like the rule followers. We were like,
I know, but that's just how like, yeah.
I know. I mean, it's just like how
think-
we are.
Yeah, I think we all
We
were-
all were.
I think we all
were. I think we all were.
Shut up.
We're all in this
No,
together.
everybody.
sure.
But I want to make a point. Like everybody was very professional and wonderful on
Yeah.
set. I think that Larry and I carry an extra sense of like Jewish anxiety.
Anxiety. Maybe it was just anxiety that we
It's
were going to
real.
get in trouble.
It's real.
I don't know.
Which I actually talked about that with Tim, like when we had dinner.
Yes,
with him.
we had dinner with him a few weeks ago.
And I was like, yeah, we were just always kind of nervous. And he was like, I had no idea. And I was like, yeah, I felt like it was like you, me, and Joe. I felt like had maybe the most amount of like nerves that we were going to like get in trouble.
I don't even know if I was worried about getting in trouble. I think it's just like, you know, you work with so many people when you're on a set,
Yeah.
and so many different departments, and word travels fast about you know who you have to work with and who you're being paired up with that day. Some days you would have different crew members that were a part of your daily routine of filming, et cetera, et cetera. And I think it's just like wanting to make sure that you set a really wonderful precedent with everybody and be really friendly and obviously in a genuine way. But I think it just comes with a lot of like, there's a lot of responsibility when you're an actor on set, because I think maybe in other departments you don't interact as much, but everybody knows who you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Just because they're, building
They're looking
a show around you. So I don't know. I don't know if I was worried about getting in trouble more. So I was just wanting to make sure that everybody knew that they could rely on us and we were, easy to work with. And I think maybe it just was that.
Now, with that being said, though, I want to hear about some of the shenanigans. Okay.
There are plenty of
But just
those.
before, quick, I just want to say, like, I don't know if people know this. Like, when you walk into a show and you're like an actor on the show, they have your picture up. Like in every office. In every office, they had all of our headshots.
Yeah.
Because they need to see. It's not like an ego thing. It's
No.
like they're the props person, so they need to know like who they're making a prop for.
Yeah.
What does this person look like? What looks good with them? What is their vibe? What is the character vibe? Like they're creating these mood boards, and so like everybody knew our faces and our names.
Yeah.
And I
you
just wanted
wanna-
to like
Same-
emphasize
Same
that.
deal on
Yeah.
Drag Race. We had pictures
Right.
of the queens in every trailer,
Yeah.
so everyone knew exactly who everyone was,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we had like their runway looks, the order they would be going, all of that stuff.
Exactly.
I just thought that was a very
Exactly.
interesting
Yeah.
like TV tidbit that maybe
Yeah.
people don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay, but shenanigans.
yeah. Well, you and I, we would get so into things. Like, because
The dramaturgy.
and the show lent itself to us, meaning the whole cast, having a lot of moments where we were like in the background doing stuff.
Oh my God, the quinceañero.
The quinceañero. So like, okay, because it was docu-style and because it was like the drama club, like we were there a lot. There was a lot of times where we would be there for hours and we would have no lines, like just walking around in the background, and we would have to come up with funny bits. Do you want to say what we did?
Sure. I mean, there were a couple in that episode. Remember also the pizza boxes.
The pizza boxes,
We
yeah.
were handed, because obviously Big
That was
Red-
when we were really in the thick of making a meal out of
which
everything.
is so fun,
I know,
because when
it's
they
so
yelled
fun.
cut, we were just cracking each other
Yeah.
up
By
because
the way,
we were like,
none of it is in the episode.
no, of course not.
None of it
Nobody,
makes the final, like,
actually, there's like a smidgen of a clip where I'm like doing the pizza box thing. It's like the camera goes like this.
They pan as fast as they can.
No,
away
yeah,
from
they're like,
you.
I don't, whatever
Yeah.
they're doing. But we knew that. And that's why it was so funny to us, because we were milking
Yes.
something that we knew was not on camera. It was just for our own pure enjoyment. And that's what got us through those crazy, rainy, snowy 12-hour days, was just
Yeah.
doing silly, quiet things like that.
Well, the quinceañero especially
Yeah.
was so cold.
Yeah.
And the power went out one day.
Oh, I don't
Remember? There was like, it was so cold that the power went out. Base camp, which is where they keep like all the trailers and everything, flooded.
Oh, I remember the flood very well.
We were all standing there. Wait, was it you?
Yeah.
We were all standing there.
Yeah, it was me.
And Julia goes, "There's water over there." And then literally 3 minutes later,
yeah. And I was like,
my
I think it's getting
God.
closer.
we had to go in our trails. And then it was like 2 inches of
Yeah, it
water
was like-
across the whole parking lot.
Yeah.
And
That was
we
pretty
had to like
crazy.
stay in our trailers because we would ruin our outfits if we got
Water,
out of it.
Yeah.
And it was COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. So
But the,
many
but the
things.
quinceañero, we were the bit that we were doing was we were like,
Well, I said the pizza boxes first.
yeah. So the
Yeah.
Well, what were we doing with the pizza boxes?
The
I don't
pizza.
remember.
Okay, so again, they were doing a shot of like going like that with the camera, and going like that with the camera and swiping over to somebody actually having dialogue that is important to the story. And they were like, we need to fill the background with like, you guys setting up for the quinceañero. And so we had earlier had that scene where you're making the
the
pizzas.
pizza, right.
So then we were like providing the pizzas for the party and walking in with pizza boxes. And I think they handed each of us like, they cut the stack in half and handed each of us stacks of pizza boxes. And we were like, it would be so funny if I make him carry all the boxes. They're like about to topple him over. And I'm like, yeah, you're doing great. You're doing great.
directing
And, like, not
directing me
helping,
carrying
actually.
That is a Sharpay move,
It
honey.
was-
Well, it was also
True.
a callback, I think, to season 1. Like for us, it was like a callback to
Of
season
what?
1 of me like carrying all of the soda cans.
Oh,
I think that's why we thought of it, because it was like a funny
true.
like Big Red is just always carrying heavy things that
yeah, or
are
I'm like just like
bigger than him.
handing you like. Also, we don't see this in the show, but I'm sure there were so many Big Red Ashlyn moments where they're like walking down the hall and Ashlyn's like, "Here, hold my backpack." Is holding all of her shit.
And then we did the balloon thing.
And then so that's like the real
the big
main
one.
bit. Yeah, you want to?
So
you can go ahead.
it was so late at night. It must have been like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
They were filming this scene. Was it the scene where like Gina is like, she finds out that they're moving.
I have no idea.
I honestly no clue what the scene is
because
in
we
front
were
of us.
so consumed with what we were doing, we didn't even know what
But
scene
we
they
were
were
like,
filming.
there was that stage in that barn, and there was balloons. Well, it must have been before the party because we were still setting up.
I
so it
guess
must have
so.
been a scene that was before the party.
Yeah.
And they were like, just do something with the balloons.
Yeah.
And so we had 2 piles of balloons, and we were doing this bit where we would go to one pile and like you would go to the other. I would go to one, you go to the other. We would like do something. And then we would like look at the other one. We would switch and fix what
And
the other
undo
person
what the other person did,
Yes.
and then switch again,
And
and,
we
then redo what we had done before.
Oh my God.
And it was this like cat and mouse, like 1920s silent film, like, okay, running around. Did it? Okay, we have this. Okay, oh, okay, now we're gonna run back around. Like it was like so ridiculous,
but so fun.
we were laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
And nobody, you sure don't see the balloon thing. You
No,
see the
you don't
pizza
see the
thing for
balloon
like
thing.
0.2 seconds, but the balloon thing is nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it was-
listen, you have to have fun on set.
You have
because,
to.
Because to be honest, filming is not that fun for like people like when you're actually like
some
doing,
days are better than others.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets, it's very long hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love me some like space work, scene work. So like when
Mm-hmm.
they would tell us like you're gonna be doing something in the back, I was like, say no more. I'm gonna have a whole storyline about it.
Hell
And it was
yeah.
so fun.
What was the hand thing that you were just talking about before we?
At the end of part of me is like, I don't know if I want to expose this because it was like kind of like our special secret thing, but
Oh.
should I?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, I mean, like, who cares? But at the end of our breakup in season 4,
Right.
We grab hands and we were
Yes.
saying that because usually, like, the girl is on top.
Oh my god.
and
Okay, I remember.
And the boy's hands are on the
Right.
bottom. And we were like, but we're bisexual. So we're going to have, like, one
One up
hand
and
and
then
then
one
one
Oh
underneath.
my God. I mean, hello, you know.
And the Biggie bracelet.
And the bracelets.
Which I still have. I still have the Biggie bracelet.
That's what I wanted to bring, but then I couldn't find it. I have
sorry.
it, though, somewhere.
Yeah.
Unless I wore it in the last... Because some things were kept.
Right.
So actually, I don't know if
did
I
you
actually
wear it
had
in the last thing and it got taken?
I guess so.
Yeah.
What
At the-
episode
at-
did we break up in? Girl, I don't even remember.
405.
Episode 5 of season 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, then maybe not.
But
I'll
some
find-
things,
whatever,
so
I'll
some
find
things
it.
were like, we got to keep a bunch of our wardrobe and I
Yes.
took a lot of it, but some specific things were taken and were put in like archives because Disney has
Yeah.
this like extensive archives of a whole, I mean, it's not just our show, it's any
everything.
show, any movie. They have like warehouses full of archival stuff to,
Yeah.
I don't know, keep for some weird reason, but
I wanted to keep my bell dress so badly,
Oh.
but that was put
yeah.
in the archives. I'm like, for who? But
Too iconic.
For Mr.
Too
Disney.
yeah, I
iconic.
guess so.
For Walt.
I guess so. That's okay. She's being taken care of.
Yeah, it's in a
Yeah.
temperature-controlled environment.
Great.
It's probably fine.
Great.
Well, this has been a blast. Let
I
me just
know.
say. We have had a lot of fun with you today.
I love you guys. I feel like the time went by so quickly. We were just
I know,
gab,
it was
gab, gabbing.
amazing. Yeah, we're this is a great time
Wow.
Yeah.
to wrap up.
Do you have any final thoughts for us? This is the part where you can like praise us or say how amazing we are.
You guys are amazing. You're
Yeah.
the cutest couple ever.
Aw, thank you.
I know that people are getting like sort of like a closer glimpse into you two as a couple, but knowing you like outside of your cutie podcast is like so special. You guys are so wonderful for each other. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're
way
going to do
that
this
you-
with every guest from now on, by
Yeah,
the
good.
way.
Yeah,
we need-
make them compliment you.
5
We're going to
minutes
do
of
the make them
praise time.
compliment us segment.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Thank
like-
you.
I'm being tortured to compliment.
No, and make sure you guys check out Prom Dates on Hulu. Watch High School Musical, the series on Disney Plus. Anything else to plug right now? Do we
Yeah,
get
do you have
them?
any other plugs? Anything you
Yeah.
want to plug?
Any other plugs? I feel like I just dropped
Oh,
something.
Alana's movie. Right?
What did I drop? A gummy bear fell off my bracelet.
Is that a charm?
Yeah.
What's that bracelet from?
I made it.
You made this?
I did make this bracelet.
it's all gummy bears,
It's
I
all
see.
gummy bears in rainbow order because
Come on, iCarly.
gay. Right? Doesn't it remind you of the
my God.
chandelier?
iCarly
I kind of
gummy
live
bear
for that.
chandelier.
I live for that
Okay,
aesthetic.
word.
That's actually so cute.
Thank you. I
It's
just
really
love
cute.
like it. I just sound like such a bitch when like all of my bracelets are like clinking. I'm like, oh my god, I just like.
I live.
I don't think I need to plug anything.
Okay.
Maybe just this podcast. Keep listening. Keep
You're
laughing.
coming on our podcast and plugging us. Wow.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can find us
honored.
at Let's Talk About That Pod on Instagram and TikTok and on the YouTube as well. We could available to watch.
Yeah, if you're listening to this on audio, check it out on YouTube. If you're listening to this or watching the video, check it out on wherever you stream your podcast.
That's right. And if you are listening to the audio, you really should go check out the video because Julia looks absolutely gorgeous today.
Thank you.
so cute. And we're wearing
Thanks.
fun glasses. We didn't even talk about
we
this.
didn't even talk. We didn't need to talk about it.
No.
we didn't
No.
need to talk about it.
Let's
Substitute
not
are.
talk about
Sometimes
that.
the things
How
that
about
aren't
that?
said are the best.
Are the most powerful.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called, it's like called Let's Not Talk About
The
It.
anti-podcast. Let's
Yeah.
not talk about that.
But thanks for being here. We love you so much.
I love you guys too.
Let's
Thanks
do it
for
again
having me.
sometime.
We couldn't think of a better first guest.
Aw,
Yeah.
You're just really setting the tone.
thank you so
for
much.
future guests.
Thank you. The tone is gay.
Hello.
Gay, yes.
That's it.
If you're straight, you're not allowed.
No, but
that's not
literally,
true.
would you? Really?
I mean, we would have like Matt on. Matt
Okay,
straight.
work.
Yeah.
Duh.
You know.
Okay.
You know. But like
There's
you
certain
know,
straight people
straight,
that are allowed.
straight in like the actor way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know?
yeah. So like, not. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, take all that out.
Roll that all back.
Roll that all back.
Woo.
Okay. Well, bye.
Bye.
And tune in next week for Let's Talk About That.
Ooh.
Goodbye.
Bye.